Impeachment Ninja Warrior and Meru Governor Kawira Mwangaza brought light in the night by commissioning a zebra crossing. The zebra crossing was commissioned while also being painted to save time and give cars a fresh coat of wet paint on their way to Miraa delivery. Second up in Shinaniganry, KEMSA is back to topping corruption charts with a new 4 billion scandal on mosquito nets. Shout out to all unqualified companies on their consistency to be in the room where it happens. Last but not least in letdowns, Attorney General of Kenya in man proving that expectations from the government can always be lowered further, say that the cost of living is not unique to Kenya and that we should brace ourselves for harder times. Given the possible passing of the Finance Bill 2023, your journey to having close to nothing starts now.
Alright guys, welcome to a special edition of the Kissing Annie podcast.
Woo woo!
Today we have one of my buddies in the building.
Yeah!
Justine Wanda.
Hey, finally tumefika Kissing Annie podcast.
Maze, wapi makofi za Justine Wanda, maze. Yeah?
Thank you for having me.
Taking a minute for you to get here.
Yes. I was on a tour.
I've been looking for you, maze, like gold. Chicken yadi? Sasa unakuja podcast yangu lini? Always make it this week because utakuwa out of the country.
Sina time leo.
Unarudi lini from out of the country ndio come to podcast?
Kujoni Peak Airport.
No, but good to see you, Mazi.
Good to see you.
You had a long journey getting here, eh?
Yes, it was really long, but a lot of fun too. Yeah.
Ulijipata uko inaitwaje Mkuruko. Chekimano niko Mkuru kwa Njenga. Is it around here really?
Wacha tu tuseme I am a traveler at heart. Hata niko huku lazima kazi ni kupotea. It took me like I think an hour and a half outside of like the 2-hour journey I'd already put in to get here.
What time did you leave home?
I don't know, around 12:30.
Because you know, with you, I was expecting you on time.
I'm always on time.
You know, most of my guests get here later.
Mmesikia watu wa stand up.
The only person who was on time was Ty. Was it Ty Fika before time?
But you know, Ty is now like a ranking professional. So no wonder is it a lot.
No wonder yeye alipata TMI with.
Isa deals za Savannah zikujika huko late.
That's how they ranked us out. You know how wengine wanachelewa sana.
If there's one thing that's important is showing up on time.
So Ty, I think he's a guy. No, but shout out to Ty.
Shout out to him.
Very nice. He was one of the first guys who came through for the podcast.
Hey, that's good.
I thought he won't come, by the way.
Ty akwangi hivyo. Ty ni msee wa watu. Yeah, he does show up.
Aliniambia one time anakam. I thought I'll have to pitch. Chekiniaje. So, the concept of the podcast. Hello? Or I call you back later.
Uko na nani sai? Deal ni ana sai.
You know who I called the other day and invited to the podcast? Njugusha. So yes, he said he'll come eventually, but the pitch that I gave him, hey.
Bro, itabidi unadhani unaweza pigia tu Njugusha ukimwambia tukuje hivi.
I was drawing charts with my hands. Cheki. So the concept is that you will just come and then you will just have a conversation about.
I just need to know if there was a time where he like paused ndo umalize kufanya shinaniga. So he's like nitakuja.
And then the voice he was using wasn't the kawaida voice.
Yeah, it's everyone has like a professional.
They became corporate, man. Fuck, I looked at my phone to see if it's truly him.
I like to me a red card.
We need you good. But he said he'll come. He just said I think he's really busy with his
tour. See, he's doing like I think he was in the UK, and then he's also going to Australia. Shout out to Njugush. Like he's such a like good satirical creator. I love it.
But you know what I admire about him is how he's built an online-based business.
Yo, and that it's hard. It's hard, especially to be consistent for as long as he has been. Yo, it's
especially
not easy.
What I admire most is going through those linears. You know those linears initially? Before people start giving you money for your product.
Oh my God.
So I wonder how he went through that. I don't know how long it took for him.
And also that kind of transition from like having a character as prolific as Njugush from Real House Helps of Kawangware, and then transitioning to like a whole character that's just a standalone, and it's so good. People are willing to watch because he's like done live shows before, and
then
like
he sells them out.
Sold out.
The guy does it in those huge William Ruto tents.
Yo, like a bro, politician level numbers. Respect.
You know those William Ruto tents, right? The ones for Sundays.
Yeah, but like those ones are just where the politicians are sitting.
But then, for real, those are just the politicians. The front rows, eh?
Yeah.
How wengine wako nje?
How can you chief na sub chief?
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah.
But if you don't know Justine is a prolific comedian and writer and just all around nice person, man.
Yes, yeah? I really try. On the niceness, I really try.
Man, you're one of those nice, very nice people, but very brilliant writer. I told you this before, but I'm saying it now on the podcast again. A friend of mine, Long John, who's now killing it in America.
Bro, big fan.
So Long John.
Lanmo Jonasi.
Maze.
Yes.
But he's no longer using Long John.
Yeah, I think he dropped the name.
Yeah, because he was getting a working visa for America. So one of the things his lawyer told him was just use your name. Instead of using this other moniker.
I think it's very hilarious that he has such a Zimbabwean name.
Lanmo.
He's such a stereotype. I love it.
And it's weird that in Zimbabwe, like there are people with those names.
Yeah.
You've been there, right?
Yes. But like most of the people I met had like their ethnic names. They were using their ethnic names. So I think that was the best part. Like I didn't get anyone with like a very funny name.
Study hard.
Maybe there are breaks.
Bad breaks. Podcasting. Juma.
Walking Tadiwa.
Walking Tadiwa. That's more Zimbabwean, man.
Bro, Zimbabweans, bro. I change. Just keep being you.
How long were you in Zimbabwe for?
I wasn't there for a long time. I think it was just a couple of days. Yeah, because my work coincided with the show we're doing with Mamito. You remember Mamito and Friends?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So I had to come back to do that show. So I told those guys,
flying from show to
if
show.
I'm coming, I'm just here for like 2-3 days and I'm out. And they're like, yeah, it's cool. Because what we need you for won't take that long. But
so when you landed in Zimbabwe, was it the immigration smooth? They started
bro,
asking
I don't think those people have
bills.
Immigration. I think those people just have people looking like immigration, but they're not that strict. They're very welcoming.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
There's this Kenyan chick called Trudy. Is it Trudy? No. There's a lady called African Tigress. She's a travel vlogger on YouTube. So she went to Zimbabwe, and then when she was checking in, this immigration officer was telling her to bribe her.
Okay, I think
in summary,
maybe they ask for bribes for people who look like they can pay a bribe.
They looked at you and said, this one does not have.
There's no way. Maybe like, because I felt like it was like 2 immigration ladies and they were very fast. It's like you just
chop.
Yeah. And also like I got there like really early, so sometimes because there's not that much of a commotion, you just get to sail through. What time did you get there? 6 a.m? Around 7. Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't packed with tourists.
No.
What's the city like? Is it like Nairobi?
I will say this right now. I think I've done this bit before, but if you've been to Kakamega, that's exactly how. That is exactly how Harare feels.
Koni is that small?
It's very chill. People are in no hurry to be anywhere. They have a street called, what is it called? I think it's called Robing. It has a very funny name. But like most of their prolific streets are like the heroes who fought for independence, and then the rest of them that just look like downtown Nairobi.
All right.
Yeah.
So back to the Long John story. So Long John, my Lanmo Jonasi,
yes,
when he came to Nairobi to do stand-up, then he saw you on stage. He said you're a good writer.
See, you guys.
This story has taken so long to get here.
Imagine.
Check, he finishes the story at last.
Mtu hata alikuwa amesahau ulimwombe.
I think they're already thinking of other things. Most guys normally think I've forgotten when I invite.
Yeah, but like that's how a comedian thinks. Like they can take you through on a journey, and by the time they get there, you just kind of hope the punchline is really amazing.
Check, what's the punchline? She's a good writer. That's a great punchline. This is a good comedian.
A win is a win. I'll take the win.
So now, were you one of those good writers? Like your compositions were killers, huh?
I I'll not
Jackie,
say.
I wake up early in the morning and the pitter-patter of feet woke me up. Hey!
I never wrote compositions like that. I'll just say this. Kwanzaa, one of the reasons that I think I am where I am as a writer, I had a really good English teacher in primary school.
Was it Lunje?
No, I think he was a Lunje. I'm not sure. I am not sure, but like I think he was a Lunje. He was one of the, in class 8 specifically, he was very intentional about us not doing cliche compositions.
Okay.
Yeah. So that, in the mind of like a 12-year-old, you're like, I'm excited to do something that's not the same as everyone else. So he would give us like different scenarios. It was like a courtroom, this is happening, write a story around that. Okay, you can write it from the point of the defendant, you can write it from the point of the judge. So as a kid, when you're writing that composition, like your creativeness is not now just tied to like the big words you're putting on the page. It's the story, it's the picture you're painting. So we got so excited about that. And one of the last things he told us to write that I remember was, can you people write like a funny thing that has ever happened, or like a very funny instance? Like at that time, you don't know how to write funny. You just want to, like you want to impress him with like a big thing that happened that you're trying to translate as funny, but he taught us how to write funny. So he got us like Wahome Mutai excerpts.
He used to write funny,
So can you imagine at that age being exposed to that kind of information?
Yeah, true.
And those are your formative years. Like you're just excited to like, you're like a sponge.
And then also it helps you think different, because when you talked about not writing conventionally, I was thinking about those normal, intros to compositions.
I woke up.
Suddenly
there was a loud
big
bang.
A bead of sweat went down my back. Take it towards my eye. No,
and
this is,
shivers down my spine.
Shivers down my spine.
So my teacher, his name is Mr. Ingabo. He was like very opposed to that kind of writing. Like I want you to be creative about the story you're telling, the characters you're writing. So I didn't see it then, maybe fully.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, because like you're a student, you're like, who wants to do all this work?
Mr. Ingabo?
Like, can he not give us all this work?
Why is he giving us extra thinking things?
I still have science at 4 p.m. So I don't know why you want to.
I'm a double maths.
I'm a double maths after you've eaten good day.
I used to hate double maths. Me, I hate maths.
Did you ever get like double maths in the afternoon?
Yes, it happens. This is how double maths goes to the afternoon.
Yeah.
In the morning he wasn't there. So now in the afternoon he switches with the home science. Check by there, Mr. Sidri, who is not there. So we love double maths in the afternoon.
You're already tired and the lesson has it even started.
And you're digesting that lunch.
So that guy is over there teaching calculus, algebra.
And the funny thing is, I dropped biology and started doing physics. Like, what was wrong with me as a kid? I don't think I was I wasn't a normal kid.
Wait,
the bio teacher told me,
did you enjoy physics? Did you enjoy physics?
I'm telling you, I was horrid at maths.
You were just like over there, just with the whole subject that you were not interested in.
No, I don't know why I chose it. I don't know why.
Wait, how many subjects were you allowed to choose, and how many were you dropping? Okay.
I don't remember, but now you could have an option. So you could say, like for me, ideally I should have done biology and maybe commerce.
Yes.
So instead of doing that, I did physics, which I was poor at. Then I did drawing and design, because I'm a good graphic designer.
Yes.
But I thought it was something to do with, graphics, but kumbe it was technical drawing.
To you, that's a whole different genre.
It's really draw a machine which can hold up a ceiling. Those are the things we're asking us on KCSE, man. Check me during the paper. Check.
First of all, what kind of KCSE is this? You're like being given a technical exercise.
Yeah, see, that was part of technical drawing.
Oh my goodness.
If you do it as a course, so they tell you to draw different angles, look at this object from different angles.
POVs, you're like, what is this?
Me, I was just waiting to finish so that I can finish and go and say bye to my girlfriend, my high school chick. Checky, goodbye. See you later in life.
That is the weirdest commitment. It's like, can this end? I have someone that's very important. I have an appointment.
But they're speaking of writing, in my English used to be my best subject. So during the KCSE, the last paper, they said write a story about cooking ugali, right?
That was your KCSE?
No, it wasn't ugali. It was ugali and something. But so then they wanted us to write a recipe. But now I wrote a very nice story about cooking ugali. I wrote a very dope, interesting story that Mr. Ingo, what was his name again?
Mr. Ingo would have loved.
This is the man. But now I failed it because now it was supposed to be a recipe. You see that KCSE thing is flawed.
I love how you just did, you threw away the instruction. This is my thing.
Kwani liquid of a recipe? Check, imagine.
I love that you just brought your own answer and question too.
But it was a legendary answer. They should have given me the marks for the story.
They're like, look, we know you didn't follow, but at least this story is nice. Wait, how did you tell a story about cooking ugali? Was it like my mother came?
Check it, the pita pata.
Pita pata was one of my killer sentences.
Check uliandika pita pata.
Pita pata. Pita pata was your nitamu sana already.
Maze pita pata had to come through in KCPE, maze.
Can't learn a phrase like that and not use it. Like what? So mine was nincompoop. I just didn't know where to put it.
Check, you thinking about to make a nincompoop in a recipe. Check, okay. The seller was a nincompoop of onions, which we need. Am I right? Onions, but in brackets, don't buy from a nincompoop.
Yeah, I needed 5 onions from a nincompoop, but it's only.
But you know what? Yeah. I don't know how the system is now.
Yeah.
But I feel like the idea of grading a student over the years instead of on one major exam is a better idea.
I agree with you, because that also there's like so much weight in the learning process that gets lost in one exam. Because my exam, and the first thought is like, what topic is this? Because in your head, you can't even remember. It's not that you're a bad student. Yeah. It just happens that for this particular thing, you just don't remember.
Yeah, true. And then something might be happening to you at that time of the exam, yeah?
Yeah.
Like maybe you've lost a parent, maybe you've lost a friend, or like just maybe you'd be going through a tough year.
And that happens so much, like so many changes are happening to people's lives all the time.
That too.
There's times umeshika kwa mat karibu ugongwe na nini. It just throws off your day, and then you're still supposed to do KCSE.
So now that grades you for the rest of your life.
Yeah, and like people, it's like a marker of shame. And that's not fair.
Like me, I can't convince anyone I was good at English in high school. When do you learn recipe? So I think, but I'm thinking maybe CBC has changed those things.
Yeah, but the problem with CBC is like they didn't think the entire curriculum through. So right now, like JSS students who are supposed to, like those are junior secondary.
Okay.
They don't have teachers. They don't have books. They don't have like a full curriculum. Teachers don't know what they're doing. So yeah, the system is nice that it's being tweaked in that way, but
they didn't create people to make the thing work, right?
No.
Because now you're just a regular 844 teacher, then you're told, now we have a new curriculum.
And the way, hey, have you ever met a teacher who doesn't like change?
Yeah, true. Most people hate change.
Yeah, so that kind of environment is just like a recipe for just chaos.
Were you in boarding in primary?
No. I went to boarding, I think, in class 7 and 8.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a little later than most people. Because most people went to boarding at class 4. I'm like,
but that's not like being
your parents don't love you. How do you
Can you imagine the decision to take your toy? Okay, what can we do with this child?
If there's one thing a 9-year-old needs,
it's to live with strangers, man. And also, most of those boardings weren't like nice ones. Yeah?
No, actually,
there's another one called Naivasha boarding, which was like a prison. Eh?
Did you go to boarding school early?
No, I was at home. Me would not have.
Checking my numbers like me. I had a good life.
Checking the good life, good life, good. I didn't go to boarding in primary. Hey, I don't think I was soft.
Oh, that's so cute.
Me would not have asked boarding. Even Form 1 was terrorism for me.
Like, did you go, like, were you thrown into those boarding schools where it's like complete chaos?
Form 1? Yeah, because Form 1 I went to a school called St. Patrick's Eton. So I was not used to that.
I know St. Patrick's Eton. We went there one time.
Yeah.
There's a time we went to CCG who keep running.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I went to Moi Girls High School, Eldred.
Oh, you're in Moi Girls LD?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice school.
So is this over there? We went to Eton. It was so fun.
Yeah, no, it wasn't fun for me, man.
But I know where that school is. It's very hilly. It's like...
Yeah, then the first week you're made to run.
Yeah.
Give me a malunje.
You're like, wapi rugby.
I'm not for long term. Like, they make you do long distance.
Yeah.
Because it produces athletes.
Yes.
So the first thing they do is check if there are any athletes in the stream.
That's such a funny way to check. Why don't they just like ask your progress?
Like, just ask. Check how many of you want to run.
You look like you can run.
Yeah, like me, do I look like I can do a Kipchoge style run?
I love that they believed in you and then you gave up on yourself.
But I was happy not to be in class.
I'm so sorry. That is hilarious.
Funny enough, some of our classmates were athletes, mate.
Yeah, that's the weirdest
seeing them
part.
on TV, mate. There was some who never even used to read. Like them,
that was their out.
Yeah,
respect.
So in class, they'd get D's, but
I wish I was one of those people who could just like use sports to like navigate the rest of my existence. I'd be so happy.
No, but it was also problematic because some weren't as good. They're good. If they run with me, they're good, or you, or maybe
like
if they do.
When it comes to a regular person, they're a top tier athlete. But when it comes to other athletes, they're a D student.
D student, and you can't really get into that level.
Bro, that's very I would cry. I'm so sorry to them. That's so unfair. Because like they believe in themselves. That's the worst part.
Chake mimi nataka nikishinda tu Boston, hiyo pesa nitanunua shamba hapo Elgeyo hapo Elgon View.
Do you know Elgon View?
Yeah.
It's a dope place too.
It's a dope bro. I think I should move to Eldoret before they release this G jumps, but I can't live there. That place traumatized me.
It's already expensive. Oh, you didn't like your experience in high school?
No. And then it was really cold for some reason. Like uko July, June, it was so cold, unnecessary. I'm like, we don't even live next to a mountain. What's this? Yeah. So I don't like cold weather.
Did you have bullies?
Yeah, I was bullied in Form 1.
Oh, yeah.
And the lady who bullied me is now a lawyer, so I really can't talk. I can't talk shit about her. She might just sue me, But she really bullied me
like continuously?
Yeah, for the entire Form 1 first term.
So what were the aspects of
when girls bully you, it's more of a mental war than it is a physical one. Like I would take a beating any day, but when someone is talking down to you and you
snide comments all the time.
Yes. And it's so mean, you don't even know what to do with it. Like you just feel like you don't deserve any of it, but you also don't know how to fight back if you, because you have to fight back with their weapon, otherwise you lose. Yeah.
So you never used to fight back, you just
I used to cry. I was a bitch. I used to cry.
And I'm sure you were small.
Yeah, I was
You're one of those too small for once.
Oh my god, I was so scrawny.
My name is Justine Wanda.
I was tall-ish, but I was like scrawny. It was just humiliating.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would try to be to stand up for myself, but it didn't work because I was never around people who talked back. Because there are people who grew up with people who talk back, and then you know how to do that.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Yeah.
So when she left, you're happy?
She didn't leave.
Oh, what year together? She was in Form 3 and she was ninning you?
She was in Form 1 when I was in Form 1. That's how you know that's a proper bully. They start out early.
You're being bullied by your that's bad.
By my peer.
That's terrible.
And she was like, I'll just say she was very intimidating. She wasn't even taller than me, but she was very intimidating just because of how she spoke. Yeah. And she was like those people who used to tell us all the time, we came here to study, others are here to waste time. And I'm like,
The one for lecturing.
Sissy and us for wasting time.
Me was part of the wasting time.
Bro, me I was a clown. I liked being a clown. I don't know about you, but that was my favorite thing.
Instead of during prep, I used to draw things. Like KJ in a meeting for Gava.
I'll just ask right now, what time does KJ do policies? Because his work is amazing. What time does he do policies?
That guy.
KJ, like, answer us. Me, I'm curious.
Answer us if you're watching. KJ.
Please, KJ.
We are curious.
Me, I'm curious. Me, I love your drawings, but can we get an answer?
Can we do some work, man?
Yeah.
So after high school, how did you start getting to stand up, man?
I don't know how to explain this. As I said, like, I was always a clown. I liked that kind of, just like doing nonsense. But I wasn't like an actor or anything. I used to spend a lot of time in high school writing. Like, I just write like TV shows.
Right.
Yeah.
You used to write. You're like, this is a concept for a TV show.
Yeah. So I would write that, and I'd write the conversations, and I'd write them in a funny way. And then when I went to uni, I would also do the same thing. I didn't know, like, I knew I could pursue a course in like film. So I did some like minor units in that particular area. And then when I left, I thought I'd like just get into the job market, put your head down. I did art. Fine art, yeah.
Like drawing. Are you an artist? You can
draw? I do draw. But like, I'm so rusty. I don't think I was the best. I was just D students in art class.
Me, I don't know. Me, I can't draw.
I was a D student in art. Like, I did fail because I was kind of good, but I wasn't the best in the class. And you can tell.
Did you choose to do fine art?
So I chose 2 BA courses. I chose film, and I chose also fine art.
Okay.
And then, how selections for...
Where do they just put you randomly?
Yeah, they're not even inquiring about your interest.
Why do they do that, those guys?
So, see, me, I was thrown in fine art. I went there. I was like, I can hack this. My brother was like, are you sure? Like, maybe we should change courses. He was like rallying for me to do telecommunications engineering. And I went, checked, and he was like, okay, so the fee is very high.
All right.
So unless we're willing to pay that kind of amount, and I was very keen on not getting help. I just didn't want any debt when I left uni. I was very, very adamant. I was like, I'm not doing this if I'm getting debt.
Where did that come from?
Because my sister's help debt has like really sumbuad her. Yeah, because sometimes like you're just this close to getting CG done, and then something happens, maybe like your job changes, or like you lose income for a while, and then now it keeps piling on.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was like, I don't want to do that. And then I realized even if I'm doing art, I won't pay that much money. And my brothers didn't mind paying that little fees because it's government sponsored. I went as like a government sponsored student.
Okay.
Yeah, so like the fee was subsidized, which right now has been removed. Do you know?
They have removed?
Yeah, they've removed the subsidy for like like you have to pay full amount.
What's the subsidy for everyone?
Yeah, if you got a certain grade in KCSE, yeah, and then the school called you for that course, they subsidize your fee.
So the governors removed that stuff?
Yeah.
And then added taxes?
Yes.
To 35%.
So good luck to all of you going to uni. I guess it's time you find out.
You'll have to go do some TVET courses first.
This is one of the jokes I like to do. Elimu ni nguvu ya mfuko. That's
really smart. But if you're rich enough, there's so much education you can afford.
That's so true. And like even the opportunity, even the rooms you're in, they're not the same at all.
And that is why I find it weird how, like Africans, African governments want us to compete on the same level as the European ones. Those guys, there's some countries which have free campo all the way to PhD.
Free.
So you're hanging out with that 23-year-old who has a PhD.
And you're not like studying like a course that doesn't have, like you have opportunities, like it aligns. Even the school has set up a structure in which you can actually do some stuff. There or like outside. See huku you are living uni and then you're being asked what did you study?
Do a harambee in the whole village. They pay for you, you come to Campo, then you become a drunk. You angusha the whole village.
And then you finish and then there's no jobs.
You become one of the village drunks.
Bro,
what kind of
you're
life
telling people used to go to uni and no one believes you.
There's a video I saw, some guy had sold his land.
Oh no.
And then, okay, it's funny. It's a sad but funny story. It's just a meme which was going around. So this guy had sold his land to pay fees for his daughter. So he takes the money for the land. So they're signing the agreement. I don't know if you saw the video.
Yeah.
And then he is giving the chick, the daughter, the money and saying, when you go to school, don't become a prostitute.
Oh my goodness,
Me
what?
You never saw that video?
I've never seen that video. That's insane.
Some girls are like, "Hey."
Was he telling her in front of like the Harambe?
Yeah, in front of the Jumuiya.
Imagine you've been told like
Don't
that.
become a pry.
Can you imagine your dad telling you that, and then the next couple of years you're on MPESA?
You're on OnlyFans. Check, subscribe to my OnlyFans. Yeah.
Check it. May I think if you go to OnlyFans, even at like
A pseudo.
even like when your dad doesn't agree, but you're making a ton of money. Respectfully, if you go back home with a range, they won't ask.
Oh yeah, they won't. Right?
They won't ask.
Yeah,
They're
true.
like, my daughter is rich.
They'll say she's not a prostitute.
Yes, she's a very hardworking online
She's
worker.
an actor. There's another day I was on Move and some chick came and told me to subscribe to OnlyFans. Mazi. Chick, hi, I want you to subscribe to my OnlyFans.
What did you say?
So I said, "Sour," but I knew I'm not going to subscribe.
Chicky Manu being not supporting local businesses. Why are you like this?
No, there was a friend of that chick. Actually, it was okay. Let me not say it's what she did. So that chick's
Chicky,
friend
we
was
don't
around.
snitch.
But so he was saying that chick didn't even need to be on OnlyFans. Like she didn't need the money. You get like she's
But
already
then there are
doing well. She
people-
has a good job. So
But
she
then there are
didn't need.
people
She didn't
who
need
like-
my $5 a month.
but then there are people who like that, just like doing
okay.
that. It's not about like the money per
Oh,
se.
it's a passion.
Yeah.
It's like this podcast.
Yeah.
No, but this podcast is a work. It's not a passion. I need the money.
Yeah, he needs the money. If you can give him $5 a month, that would be he'll be very happy.
Justine hapo umeongea.
Yeah.
So you're saying there are guys who just want to be
Yeah, there are
strip
people
kids.
who really just enjoy the work.
But is it a new thing lately?
I don't think so. I think sex work has always been around. It's just that right now, because it's in our faces all the time, we feel like, oh, it's a whole thing, it's a whole wave. I don't think so. People have just always been like this.
And then now
just
it's
that we
easier
know
to-
way too much about other people. Yeah.
There's some guys who are telling me they're killing it on Tinder yao yote.
What?
No. Guys are swiping. Is it swiping left or right? No, I don't know. A bit.
I don't know.
Tinder
don't
found to
use
be
apps.
married.
This is good. This is good for you, Manu. I don't think.
Can you imagine finding me on Tinder? Check it. Check it. This is not Manu. Checky, I like podcasting and also.
No, as a
socializing.
student, I'm from Kitengela.
Checky go chicks in my zone. Checky, okay.
It's like go Samburu.
Me, I'll get chicks all the way to Namanga. Checky, Namanga, there's somebody.
It's like if you're willing to move outside the country, you might as well.
Yeah. So, we're talking about Campo. So you decided to do fine arts.
Yeah.
And then, because I had asked you what you did in Campo,
Yeah,
right?
I did fine art, and then I also minored in some courses in film. And yeah,
But
so
I like the way you knew what you want to do, man.
I didn't always know. That's the irony. I didn't always know. Like the friends that I made in uni that did film, one of them is literally the person who does my edit work.
All right.
She's amazing, and we met purely by chance. And it's because I had the interest. I just didn't know what it was I was doing. Because after uni, I got a job. I was like, I'll be one of those people. You wake up every day, you do the right thing, have a job. And then the job didn't work out.
It wasn't any art-related job,
No,
right?
it was an interior design job. It
Oh,
was
right.
art related.
Oh, okay.
But at the same time, it wasn't paying me what I thought it would pay me. I didn't feel like I would progress. And also, I just felt stuck. So what piqued my interest then was comedy. Like that's when like comedy was aligning into my life again. Because that's when what happened? I think I was in Mombasa at my sister's before I started that job. And I was watching Awkward Black Girl, the series that became Insecure. So I was watching it at that time and I'm like, I'd like to create something like this. And then one day when I was watching Awkward Black Girl, it's like YouTube recommends like a random video after. So it brought up Last Week Tonight, and they were interviewing that guy for You Are Gay.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Pepe Onzima.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pepe was the one being interviewed.
Yes. What's his name? John Oliver had him, and then they played that clip.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, this is so funny.
Yeah.
And like, these people are literally like Ugandans over here.
Yeah, true.
And like, so I watched the entire show, and I found it was very interesting that he was breaking down really complex topics, and it was very funny. I was like, I would like to do something like this, but I didn't know. So I just kept watching more comedy. And like, when my job got harder, that's when I got into stand-up. Yeah. So I was... You remember when we met, I used to have a job. I used to like leave work and come to perform.
I don't even remember that you had a job, man.
Oh my God.
Huh?
It was like... My dad just like known me as an unemployed person this entire time.
No, I just see you in the evening, so I just...
Oh yeah, okay. So I used to have a job, like go to a job the entire day, and then Johnny I come do stand-up.
Because where did we meet? At the Blues, right?
Yeah.
Because those days there were no open mics.
Yeah, it was just blues. It was the blues Monday, and then like Saturday once a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't used to see each other a lot by the way.
Yeah, because it was just like one show a month.
Yeah.
It was just that blues show, and we tried some other two small shows. But I think by then we'd known each other kiasi.
Yeah.
No, but your growth from that time to... There's another day I was watching you on stage. I was with some new comics, and I was like, all of us just started like you guys. I was like, hey, you should have seen Justine when she came. She's not the way she is now. And we were all really green.
I can imagine the kind of the small steps you don't see, because like for you there was a whole switch, like when you went to SA and then you came back, you were like, okay, I really need to grow as a performer
and just start afresh.
And that kind of switch for me, I think it happened slowly over just showing up, performing, watching other comics, listening to like advice from people I consider my mentors, you, Doug, like, because when someone is a little more seasoned, there's an ease that they bring to the stage. Me, I wasn't there yet.
Yeah, but
I used to perform like I was reading my
And how did you know about the scene though?
So I did an open mic at
Alchemist.
No, wait. I did an open mic at, what was it called? It was Abu Sense. I don't know if you know him.
Who?
Abu. He was he's like a writer. They're the ones who created Too Early for Birds.
Oh, okay.
So I used to do like an open mic he used to run. Then from over there I met Onjoro. Onjoro came to I think one of them or something. He was like, hey, I'm so excited to see you. I'm having a
gig.
Gee, where do you want to come? I was like, of course.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm a stand-up now. If someone is calling me to do a performance,
I'm making it.
I am making it. Man, your time you were not even being paid anything. Like we were just showing up to places. Maybe someone will buy you a drink.
If someone gives you money, it's pure luck.
Yeah.
Chiki, what?
So that time, I think I went to the, what is it called? To Njoro's gig, and I think over there I met George, and that's where I met Doug too. And then like Doug, when he started the blues, he was like, oh, I have this thing going, if you guys want to come. So it was just that kind of connect where the moment I started is also when the scene was kind of starting.
No, but so what do you think of the scene now, man? Like, though that'll take the story too fast. I wanted to know about your, because after you started stand up, you've done so many huge shows. You have a 15 minutes on Showmax, right?
Me, I have, hey.
Huh? 15 minutes special.
Support comics, you guys. You have no idea how hard it takes like to get to places like this.
Have you watched this? Your 15 minutes.
Yeah, it's very embarrassing to watch yourself back. It's like, what was I doing?
She's not watched. She's like me, Look,
I got over the whole I can't hear myself thing, I can't watch myself thing, because I wanted to learn what it is I'm doing wrong so that I stopped doing those things. So there are two things I used to do. In the beginning, I'd record like my set as the video, but my memory used to die really fast. I was like, I have to find a way to know what it is I'm doing and how I can fix it. So I'll just record the audio, and then when I get home, before I sleep, I'd listen back to it. I'm like, hey, that's how I said that. Okay, maybe we shouldn't. And then over time, I think that really helped me grow.
I also don't have a problem with the audio. My problem is with looking at my own face.
But you there has to be a part of you that's like, what am I trying to get? So you're looking at yourself from the point of a critic and not, oh no, that's me performing.
You're not judging yourself, right?
Like give yourself grace. What you're able to do, Manu, some other person would not be able to hack.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I know how important it is.
Yeah, but it's hard.
So
it's
try.
very hard to watch yourself. You're
I think this weekend I'll watch that Showmax thing.
just actually don't watch the whole thing if you don't want to watch like the first 5 minutes. Yeah.
Did you enjoy doing it though?
I really loved. Oh my god.
Did you do only one
I
episode?
loved Roast House. I hosted I think one where someone else was headlining, and then I also had my own special. Yeah.
Justine doing things.
Checking me. Me, I don't know what you guys are doing, but me, I'm doing things.
How about Roast House? Now to mention, you enjoyed doing that too.
Yeah, I really loved Roast House.
But I loved Roast House because of how unique it was.
But like Roast House was like fun. You know, like when you're doing your own material, there's like so much self-criticism because that's the stuff you've worked on. But like when it's Roast House, the focus is on other people. Like you're just over there to have fun.
Because
you did such a good job hosting, bro.
No, thanks, man. It was
like,
fun.
Every time we got up there, it just felt like we were welcome.
Yeah. And then you just these guys, and then guys would laugh so much. I'm like, this guy is how fun is that thing?
Exactly, because you're not overthinking. You understand? You're not overthinking it. Like these people like. I think this is a kink maybe everyone has where they just love hearing other people get put down.
Yeah,
it's
true.
It's very funny.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
But when did you start now Fake Woke with Justine? Maybe check out Fake Woke with Justine. It's
Watch
very
Fake
smart
Woke with Justine.
stuff.
Yes.
Some people get the news from Fake Woke now.
Yeah, the people who watch it religiously, like the news. And shout out to you guys, but please read proper news sources. Like, me, I'm this a satirist. Like, I love the jokey part, but it's good to read more, so it's not like one-sided from my perspective. Yeah.
But regular news is boring and sad.
Bro. Today.
Check it, 4 people died in the county of Limuru after
16
suffocating.
MPs have gotten
underwater.
500 raised. What?
Check, the CASs are now enjoying their salaries of 800,000, which was added from 750.
2 days into the job.
There was another day I was driving into the expressway.
Yeah.
So you know the way as you're driving in, there's this huge banner,
which
displays how much money you have. It says your number plate when you're using the ETC.
Wait, like everyone at the back can see how much
how much balance you have. So the car in front of me had 112,000. Like the ETC, because that money is what you're gonna use on the
They paid 112,000.
Maze mine had
so you're trying to find your 350.
Mine had like 380, because you see, it can't open the barrier if you have less than 360. Yeah. So you
have to have a minimum.
Yeah, it is a minimum. To me, I'm like, hey, that I really thought about my life. Checking me, 100 and what?
You're like, that person has like 30 times or like
that
300
person had
times.
more money than I had in my bank. Wachana na history. Wachana na ETC.
Manu was over there doing math. He's like, this is hard.
That was a long drive through the expressway, Banacheki. Hey, am I really supposed to be on this road? You know that expressway, if you hit something up Okando, you pay some mad fines. Do you see that thing?
Yeah.
Like the schedule of fines on the expressways.
It's one of the first things, like I was, like when I was reading about the expressway, I was like, yo, good luck to everyone with money now.
You did a piece on it on Fake Woke.
Yeah.
How many episodes have you done so far?
Okay, so I've done one full season. Let me
hold that thought, Justine.
Okay.
Is it this one?
The lights.
Is it this one?
You're looking for extra lights?
I just feel like it might get dark. Any light is good. Water?
No, I'm good.
So I was asking you how many episodes you've sought.
Well, hala.
Umesut. How many episodes?
Okay, so this has been quite the journey. I think I started Fake Woke 4 years ago. 3 years ago. 4. It was before the pandemic, yeah. Because during the pandemic is when my live show was cancelled. From the beginning. Show. Yeah, I wanted to do a live Fake Woke sit down.
Oh, okay. That was the original idea.
Yeah. No, not the original idea. I was just like, I've grown kidogo. I would really love to do a live show. And then the pandemic hit and I wasn't able to do it. It was supposed to be March 2020. It didn't happen. But that's a whole other thing.
What
Excuse
happened?
me.
I'm curious.
So let's just start here.
Okay.
The reason I started Fake Woke was because I did not. The job I used to work was very random. Like we didn't have contracts. We just showed up every day. When it gets to the end of the month, you're given your cash at the back like some illegal immigrants. Yeah. And then we'd go home. And I used to think this is so weird because like with every job, my other friends they had contracts. They had sat down with an HR person. Even my internship, I had to go through like a whole vetting process before like I got the internship. And even like the small car thing they used to give me on top for my transport was like a whole procedure where you have to sign a document. So it's like, why is this job... Why are we being paid at the back?
So you used to be
in
paid,
cash?
but there are some papers you'd sign.
No, like at my job, we never used to sign. Like we're given cash. It's like your on day contracts.
Oh, okay.
You know, like Willem Jengo.
Yeah, at the end of the week.
Yeah. So that's how we used to get paid. And in my head, that's very weird. So I wanted to understand like what are the labor laws in this country? How do they operate? So I would try and read. And I told you like I was watching like John Oliver's Last Week Tonight. I was watching The Daily Show. Blah blah blah. Like I was like I want to know how work works.
Yeah.
Like how labor laws are. Do I get any protections if I don't have a contract? So I tried asking for a raise. That's when I knew this job, you just get what you get. So I went to ask for a raise and they're like, no, you've been here. We know your probation has ended, but I don't think you've contributed anything in this company. And I'm like, I'm bringing jobs for 4 million, 3 million. And I'm like, what do you mean I've not contributed anything? Like, you guys need to pay me. So when that fallout started, that's when my interest to do Fake Woke was starting. I was like, I want to be able to explain what a job should be able to do for you when you get it. And if you don't get contracts, what kind of protections do you have?
Okay.
So after that, there was a whole thing where the Ministry of Labor or something wanted people to pay NHIF and what and nini. So that's when they gave us a contract. But it was also still shady. Like some of the outlines didn't make any sense. And I'm like, what is this?
And did you ever ask, how come we don't have contracts?
I asked, and they're like, don't ask that here. Hey, you'll be fired. And you're like,
so
okay.
now your colleagues, huh?
Yeah. There are people who have worked at SG for 10 years and they don't have
contract.
They don't have contracts and they're paid like a lot of money, but it's all cash.
What?
Yes.
That's crazy, man.
That is crazy. So I was like, I want to be able to do like a series that at least explains this. But I didn't have the resources. I didn't have the research power. So I started like smaller news stories like the Huduma number story. What was the other thing? There's another story I did in the beginning. Like I did a bunch of small stories. So that was my season 1, where it was just like everyday things that affect us, that the information doesn't feel like it's complete.
So how are you shooting with your phone?
Yes. I didn't know what I was doing. If you see those first videos, Manu,
are they on your page?
They look like hostage videos.
Jackie, okay, labor laws. All right. Now, if you've been arrested at your job, hired, you're being given money without contract.
You're like newspaper day 3, so that people can like you there show it's you. It was so bad. Like I didn't know how
You'd edit them yourself too?
Yeah.
Using what?
I didn't even know they were editing software. Me, I was just like, let me tell you, I used to do this thing where I don't have a script. Let's start there. I have like a couple of jokes I want to tell. I have the story, and I'm doing it all from the top of my head. No edits, no cutting, nothing. So where I forget, you can tell. It was so badly done. And that was my season. My season 1 it was so bad.
And that was how many episodes? Season 1, 12?
I think 12 episodes. And then I did like some special episodes about like teenage pregnancy. That's when I started gaining momentum, because like those are stories, the way they were told in the media, it was like, it's like these girls are impregnating themselves. And I'm like, this is not the truth.
There's someone who's
their teachers were doing this, their kids were not safe in their homes. So like, what's the other side of the story? So I did the teenage pregnancies. That one got like some traction. I did, and then, so I established I can't do the longer stories the way I wanted them, because they take so much longer to research. So I started doing something called Fake Woke Recaps. So Fake Woke Recaps was like a two minutes 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes of like just one story that's hard hitting, just like facts joke, yeah.
It was the style of the pocket news.
Pocket report.
You're the one who introduced me to that pocket report. Check out that pocket report thing.
Watch
it's quite
pocket,
interesting.
it's so good.
And then she talks really fast.
Yes. So you have to like really pay attention because it's like the facts joke. So I took that format, which I thought was very interesting. Instead of explaining, how do you just layer it so like the jokes are also part of the story. So that's how I did Fake Woke recaps, and that's what I do now daily. So it's
style.
just the style is just like I took the same format, but I'm like Kenyan stories that get lost or like stuff that sometimes goes unexplained. That's what I'm like putting my focus on. Those are the daily drops. And then now my season 2 of Fake Woke was like, I want to be intentional about like the longer stories. So the first episode I did for season 2 was the pedestrian struggle, and I just wanted to tell this story from people who are like surviving downtown Nairobi. Hey, if you've been uko sijui, what is it called, Mudhurwa, if you've ever passed those sides where it's you, a vendor and a matatu trying to compete for the same space, like it's Amazing Race but for pedestrians.
True. Pedestrians are not, especially this I like in Kite, hurumia chicks, because you're all dolled up, you're wearing your high heels, then you're crossing the road. You can't cross with that dignity a chick should go. You have to now
people like, are on a Mickey Mouse race over there. It's
sad.
Yeah. So I was like, I've really suffered as a pedestrian. Like I want to tell this story mostly for myself, from someone who has suffered.
Like what's up with this expressway, man?
Yeah.
Like there are no places for guys to cross?
I did that story. I was like, you guys are building roads and you're forgetting the most important people on this
pedestrians.
road. Yeah.
In fact, there's no place for guys
there's
to walk. You should go to Apple.
I think I'll do a recap again. Maybe because I did that kitambo.
But can I download one of them and put them here?
Yes.
Like over here when we're talking. Yeah? So there's this place, it's called Airport North Road. So when you're leaving the Mombasa or the main road to go into Pipeline Airport North Road, there are many guys there in the morning walking on the road. Because there's no pedestrian. Yeah, there's no pedestrian like place for people to walk.
And this is literally a like this is one of the jokes I wrote even in that, like the pedestrian, like Mombasa Road is I think the worst one. Other roads have tried, like Ngong Road has really tried. There's like the spaces for obviously they're being gentrified by Boda guys. Boda guys love being pedestrians too, they even ride on they have a duality of existence.
They're also pedestrians on bikes.
Yes. So like at least Ngong Road isn't that bad. Thika Road also the same issue where Boda guys try and gentrify, but Mombasa Road is easily the worst. And ironically, places like Mombasa like are more considerate to pedestrians. Places like Kisumu, actually Kisumu is probably the best. Kisumu and Kakamega, they're probably more accommodative to pedestrians. Eldoret, I don't know. It's neither here nor there. It depends with the area.
Yeah, because guys run more.
Yeah. Shout out to
that joke of mine as well.
Shout out to my former classmates.
Check you, let me throw in a line there. But no, that's quite interesting, man.
Yeah.
So how did the pedestrian story go? Did it get a lot of traction?
I don't think those stories are getting a lot of traction as I would have hoped, but the people who've watched the episodes are like, more people should actually be speaking about this, because like pedestrian deaths are like so high in, I think it's just this very Mombasa road. Like it was ranked the most dangerous road in like Eastern and Sujui, where Africa. That's a big region to cover for you to have such a dangerous road. We have I think up to 1,000 deaths like every 3 months or something.
That's crazy.
That's a lot of people.
Maybe they should. Have you watched Dangerous Roads on YouTube?
No.
You've never watched?
I've never watched it, but I saw that one for Burundi. That one where people are riding the bikes.
Yeah, and delivering stuff downhill. Yeah. Hey, dangerous. You should watch Dangerous Road. Hey. You should watch that Kipindi. Yeah?
Dangerous.
But the one for Congo. It's about these guys are traveling from, I think, Kinshasa to some town, Kisangani or something, on the river.
Check it, these guys are going to Kisangani.
That thing is sad, but I watched that a lot.
Is that,
Hey,
is
but
that the one? I think
1,000
maybe I've seen an excerpt where there's like this giant lorry that almost topples over.
No, okay, almost all those episodes have lorries which are almost toppling over.
I think those ones are the drivers there. I think those are the most qualified drivers in the world, because like how are they navigating those roads?
It's too
That's
rough.
insane.
But 1,000 deaths, that's crazy.
That's
man.
a lot of
And there's no
people.
one who cares about this.
The issue is, as much as people care, there's like the issue is the implementation.
Of
You
this
understand? Like,
vision.
there's a guy who volunteers to help kids cross roads every day because he understands how dangerous that is. That guy doesn't. I'm pretty sure he has a job, but he's pretty like he has to leave his place of work, make sure a bunch of and the problem with like Nairobi schools, it's their kids will probably leave at 3, their kids will leave at 4. The kids will leave at 5 or 6 because they're still studying. So he has to be there for another like 3 or 4 hours.
So it's basically his job.
Yeah.
The other thing he's doing is the side hustle, Mazi.
Yeah. So, and I've done like just to your point, I've done stories about like period poverty, and that's something like one of the MPs right now, is it MPs or senators?
Yeah, the lady.
Yeah, Gloria Oroba, if I'm not wrong. Like, she's really pushing for like ending period poverty. I've done episodes on even like this time with this particular season, the second season, I really tried to be to expand. So not just to do, I did debt, I did abortion care, and I also did like something for like the culture. I did like 2 episodes on the Kenyan music industry, where it's like I'm trying to balance like all these stories matter to me. Yeah.
And that's the reception. Like, have you gotten some corporates looking for you, man, after your very hard work?
Okay, so I've been
Check it
lucky.
Are you the host of Fake Woke With Justine? I'm calling from Oxfam. Oxfam. Accounting department.
Please, can you call me?
Niko na check yako hapa.
Please, make those calls come. But
Mazi, you go, you don't even know the job.
yeah, I'm like, I'm there. See, you guys said you have a. You love my episodes.
So how's it been?
I've been lucky. The episode I did on debt, I picked the industry, some of the people who work in the industry, and they're always trying to explain these complex things to like regular people. They're like, we really love this episode. We would love to do a collaboration with you on this thing. So that way, I've been able to do other jobs because of that particular episode. Because like a lot of people in the corporate world, they love statistics and numbers. So when you tell me, 3% of the 55% quota, I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, like, what are you saying?
Yeah, Manu here with math tumempoteza kitambo. He's lost.
I'll just say yes, Chiki. Yeah, true.
Yeah. If there's one thing I agree, it's yes.
So they were interested in you.
Yeah. So like, I find people who want to break down complex information, they find the way I do my work interesting for them to be able to relay
Because
that
they've not
kind
seen
of.
that.
Yeah.
And you do it very brilliantly. That's why I think you're very smart, because some of us can't do those things.
You
and
guys
then,
have had.
Skia, you're writing it yourself.
Yes. Every
Unless
single
team,
joke.
crew.
Akuna
Do you have the
team.
plastic girls?
I would.
Plastic cup girls. Here with the plastic cap girls.
I really wish I'd gotten like those promotion people, like those guys for what is it called? For House of Leather. For
You don't have the plastic cup boys.
no, what is plastic?
Those guys will hang out with Kevin Hart.
Oh no!
You don't
I
have those
don't
guys?
have that crew.
Hold on, let me restart that camera.
Okay.